this is Chuck. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how to access the movies, quizzes, and other materials you're going to need to complete the course. First thing you do is you get online and you enter in canopy.uc.edu and it'll bring you to this site. You should be familiar with this site. On this site, click in Canvas Login. It will take you to your UC login where you enter your username and your password. At this point, it will take you to a dashboard, and on this dashboard you will have all of your classes. Now, I'm just going to choose one of the two. This will work for both Applied Calc and for Math Literacy. I'm going to go ahead and do the Applied, well, let's do the Math Literacy. The Applied Calc will work the same way. You mouse over to the title on the tile that you want to select. You click the course. To keep everything simple, I'm keeping everything on either grades or modules or announcements. Notice when you come to the home page, up at the top will be the most recent announcement. These announcements will all come to you via email. Your homework is located under My Lab and Mastering. First, let's take a look at where to locate movies. You click on Modules. Everything is under Modules. Okay? Under Modules, you will notice that there is nothing for March 13. Okay, that movie did not work. The first movie that is posted is March 27. The reason for it being March 27 is because the university decided to postpone the start of courses after spring break to the 26th, which is a Thursday. So our first meeting time is March 27. Click on that. At this point, you can see that you have a page where there's the movie posted, and beneath down here you can click on the arrow to download a PDF of the notes. That's all there is to getting to the movies. You just come here, you click on this, and the movie will start playing. If you want a copy of the notes, you click on the download arrow, and the download of notes in PDF will take place. Let's go back to the modules. Okay, I am back in modules. The movies for Chapter 3 are all here. Notice I already have movies up through April 6. Okay, so be aware that there are several days worth of movies up already. All of next week is posted, and I'm moving into the week thereafter. The next thing I want to show you is that on Friday, April 3rd, there will be both a WebEx review session and a quiz. Clicking on this, it lists the specific time for your WebEx meeting. So for example, if your class starts at 9:05, okay, your 9:05 meeting is going to be down here. The code for your meeting to access it on WebEx is right there. Once you get on WebEx and you enter this code, you will be part of the WebEx meeting. This is important. Be sure to mute your speaker, and if you want, turn off your camera, but definitely mute the speaker, because if everybody has a speaker on, we will get feedback through everybody's speakers on what's playing on the computer, and the audio portion of the WebEx will be awful. The second thing to notice is these times up here are when the quizzes will post. Now, if you're watching this video and you're in Applied Calculus, it's the exact same format. I list a class meeting time. Here is the time at which the quiz will post. Here is the time at which the quiz is due. Okay? You must turn them in at that time or before. If it's at 10:01, it's late and will not be accepted. To get the quiz to me, what you do is you take a picture of your work using your smartphone or something or other and email it to me at this address. Okay? I am not going to take anything that is marked after 10 a.m. because then somebody will say, well, 10:02, well, mine was 10:03, and it just gets to be a crazy mess. 10 o'clock's the cutoff. For the 1010 class, the quiz is due at 11:05. Before each quiz is the WebEx review. For the 9:05 class, this will start at about 9 a.m. Notice it lists the start time is 9 a.m. It'll run 30 minutes, which kind of overlaps with when the quiz is posted. It's your choice on when you want to get on the quiz. Okay. For the 10:10 a.m. class, here is the code to get on WebEx, and that particular WebEx meeting starts at 10 a.m. and runs 30 minutes. You can join them when you wish. You can leave them when you wish. This is going to be a review question session on WebEx, so I can get a chance to answer questions for you. We will also start working in WebEx office hours. Okay. If you are in applied calculus, you just look for your specific class time. You can see they're highlighted. It will give a code for access to your class time. Also, if you're in applied calculus, it lists the meeting time as 9:20 or 1:25. Each of these are PM. It then lists the time at which the quiz will post and the time at which it is due. Now, you may be wondering, how do I access the quiz? For the quiz, you look under modules. Remember, I said I'm going to try and keep everything simple. It's under modules as well. Under modules, there is a section titled Quiz and Tests, as well as their solutions. Here are all the quizzes and tests up to this point. Here's your midterm grade, which we talked about earlier in class. Here is the online quiz policy. You're going to want to read this. Okay? Basically, it reiterates what was stated in the page that you just saw. Start times for quizzes, when they post, when they're due, my email address. Okay? All those things are once again reiterated on this. Okay? You are allowed to use equations that are supplied. Okay, you will also be allowed in some cases to use your notes. It will be clearly indicated. In no case are you permitted to seek help from others. This is to be your work exclusively. Okay? Believe it or not, it's fairly easy to tell if you copied off of somebody else. If that happens, if I suspect 2 or more people of submitting the same work, I will submit this work to the dean's office for review and appropriate disciplinary action. Now, please hear this. If you're thinking, well, I just shared it with somebody else, if you share work with somebody else, you will be reported as well, because you have taken part in supporting plagiarism. It will be up to the dean's office to decide what disciplinary actions will be taken. To locate the quiz, it will be under modules. Okay? At the time when the quiz is posted, it will post under modules in the section titled Quizzes and Tests. The quiz will post right in this area. You click on the title, okay, and it will have a quiz there that you can click on and download, just like you download the notes. Okay. If you want to copy it down by hand, that's fine. If you have a printer and want to print it out, that's fine. However, whatever format you want to get it on paper is fine. I'm going to be flexible. I don't care. You're not required to print it. You can just write it down by hand. Make sure I can read it. When you finish it, or at the time when it is due, email it to me as an attachment. Now, I would suggest that you start emailing a minute or so before the due time, so that you're not finding yourself cut off because it came in a minute or two late. The last thing I want to point out here is the My Math Lab and Mastering. This is where all the homework problems are located. You click that, you go to My Lab and Mastering, you click that. Your view will be slightly different than this. I have the instructor view on right now. Let's see, Manage View. Okay, it's not going to let me go to Student View. happen is you want to go to the course home. At the course home is where you will be able to find your homework assignments. Okay? Notice there are homework assignments that are due on April 3rd. There's another one due on April 10th. You have time to work on those, but I would encourage you to watch the movies prior to working on the homework assignments. Okay? If you are late with a homework assignment, any problems submitted after the due time. Okay, so let's say, for example, on section 3.7, which is due on Friday, April 10th, it's due at 9 a.m. Suppose Friday evening you're thinking, I think I can do a couple more of those. You are welcome to continue working on other problems. Be aware that any problems submitted after the due time will be graded at half of their point value. If you need to access the textbook, you can click eText. Right now we are in Chapter 3. We go to Cluster 1, and under Cluster 1 it'll have up through Section 3.7. You select the specific section you want to look at. There's a video you can watch. There's the e-text if you want to look at the text for that specific section. And it's thinking hard. It's kind of slow right now. Sometimes Pearson has issues with pulling things up right away. It depends on how many people are accessing the system. You may need to access it at a different point in time. You may want to consider using some times that are not what would be suspected to be common times. I've created PowerPoints using portions of the textbook. Okay, so when you watch the PowerPoint, you will see some of these very same tables and some of these very same paragraphs included. So there's how you get to material in the textbook. One of the things I want to take you back to, let's just go here, is remember there was a Cluster 1 and there is also a Cluster 2. Okay. Notice Cluster 1 goes up through Section 3.7. It deals with exponential functions. Cluster 2, which is sections 3.8 through 3.12, deals with logarithmic applications. So as we move into section 3.8, you will need to choose Cluster 2 to get the appropriate section in the book. To move back to Canvas, just go up to the top, click the tab here, and notice you're back to the left-hand side that will take you to the things that you're accustomed to seeing. I hope this will help you to access movies, notes, homeworks, quizzes, as well as announcements. Okay? Take care, and I will be talking to you later. Bye-bye.